Thursday morning, everybody. I am meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Thursday morning show, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. If we slide over and look at radar, we can see some isolated showers really developing well north of the I-10 corridor. That is just showing us where that boundary is, and this is thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union that we can show you this radar graphic. Also showing the satellite and the radar combined together thanks to Dana Simmons' real estate team. You can see that line of clouds moving southward. That is really just showing us that that boundary continues to push into our area. And you can also see where that boundary went through. Look at Denver, Wichita, St. Louis in the 60s, but well south of that boundary, we're still warm, we're still humid, where that boundary has now pushed through just yet. Now, the current temperatures here in Beaumont and southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana are mainly in the 70s. We're 73 here in Beaumont, Lake Charles at 76. The further north you go, a little bit cooler, like St. Augustine at 72. But it's warm over there in Houston at 77, and down towards the coast, they are into the mid 70s to upper 70s, with Galveston being the warmest over there at 80 degrees. Construction-wise, very similar to what we've dealt with the last couple of days. We have the rain mainly into the afternoon and evening time hours, so a good window of opportunity now into the early afternoon hours to get anything done. And then it's just we're going to be ducking and dodging some of these scattered showers and storms moving in later on. So 3, 4, 5 p.m. definitely know that we're going to have some of those scattered showers and storms moving into our region. But right now, really good window to get things done. Here's our upper level flow that we have. We've got that high pressure ridge over the four corners. That flow is from the north, allowing that boundary to continue sinking southward. But the biggest thing that we're seeing is on Sunday that boundary is offshore. That means drier air is moving into our area, so the rain coverage is kicked out Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday, really setting the stage for a really good weekend once we get through Saturday morning. And this is our atmospheric moisture map. This is sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services. Notice that boundary, the high levels of moisture in pink from Texas all the way to Georgia and Florida. That is going to continue pushing southward as we get into Saturday afternoon and evening time, really kicking out our rain coverage. And look at all that gold, yellow, and orange. That is drier air moving into our area. But we notice that boundary probably wants to lift as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, just bringing some higher levels of moisture back into our area as we get into next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. But rain, other words, as we get through today and tomorrow and early Saturday morning, rain kicks out Saturday evening, kicks out Sunday, nothing on Monday as well too. So not a bad forecast once we get through today and tomorrow. Here's our future cast sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. We can see the scattered showers and storms moving into our area this afternoon and into the evening time hours. And then it really picks up around 7, 8 p.m. as that boundary continues to sink into our area. And then it's still over our area on Friday, so we're still expecting at least 40% coverage on Friday. And then eventually by Saturday, that boundary is going to push offshore, really just giving us some lingering showers along the I-10 corridor and coast, but not going to be any big issues at all, as eventually Saturday evening, Sunday, and Monday looks pretty good on our forecast. Here's the high temperatures. Thanks to the clouds and the rains, this should keep our temperatures in the mid-90s at the most. A good number of the portion will be into the low 90s. Down towards the coast, they will be into the upper 80s to low 90s, and this is thanks to our sponsor of Dana Simmons. Here's our low temperatures tonight. You can mainly see that everybody's going to be into the 70s. Only area like St. Augustine into the Lakes region, they could be getting into the upper 60s. Wouldn't be shocked this weekend. We possibly see a couple areas in the Lakes region that get into the mid to upper 60s, especially on Friday and Saturday. We'll have to watch to see how cool they actually do get over there. Now, as we slide over talking about the tropics, we still have Hurricane Aaron over there just off the East Coast. It is large, but the thing is that today and tomorrow, Aaron is going to continue to push off to the east or the northeast. Eventually, we wave goodbye to Aaron, but Aaron is so large that we're seeing these waves and tropical storm force winds hitting parts of the East Coast like the Outer Banks. So lots of waves hitting this area. Coastal flooding, erosion, and rip currents are really a big issue right now for the East Coast. But eventually, like later today and tomorrow, we're going to see Aaron slowly push away from the United States finally. Two areas that we're watching. That second area, not too concerned. If this does attempt to develop, it should be short-lived. We'll continue to watch it down the road, but no model guidance really picking this up. It's got a really hard track to go through, a lot of dry air and shear. We'll see what it does down the road, but no issues at all as of right now. Area number one that we're watching, this has a high chance of becoming a tropical depression in the next 24 to 48 hours, and then likely a tropical storm as we get into Friday and this weekend. But it takes a similar path as Aaron. It will lift northward and go away from the Gulf this weekend. And again, it takes somewhat of a similar path as Aaron. Not an issue for the Gulf. You can see how large Aaron is. I would say that the clouds and the storms that we're seeing associated with Aaron is probably 700, 800 miles wide. So that's very large, very similar to Hurricane Ike in my mind. Look how large it is. Yesterday, you actually seen the eye again, but now it's starting to get in somewhat cooler waters, now getting hit by that northern shear. We're starting to see that Aaron is slowly beginning to weaken. There's that area that we're watching. Again, we watch it lift away from the Gulf this weekend. Likely going to be a tropical storm this weekend. It's just not going to be any issues going completely away from an area. So to be in peak hurricane season and to not have a hurricane in the Gulf, we're doing very good. Let's keep it going. That's all I'm going to say on that. We're not going to talk too much on it. Here's our 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas. We've got rain today and tomorrow, lingering showers Saturday morning, and then Saturday evening, Sunday and Monday looks good. High pressure ridge moves around again as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, likely bringing rain back into our area. But let's enjoy Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Same thing in Southwest Louisiana. We've got that boundary pushing in today and tomorrow, giving us the rain, but really a nice forecast Saturday evening, especially Sunday and Monday. So you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. Have a good Thursday. See you again soon.